Hi and welcome back to another Amazon selling video. I'm Nikki Kirk and I am outside my RV in freezing cold Indiana. It's not super cold yet, but it is about to get super cold, and so we are about to get out of here. So really quickly today, I thought I would just do a video on some of the things that can happen when you are outsourcing and how I handle them. The first thing is when you get one of the red pop-ups on your screen and it's like, we can't tell how much the fees would be, and you're like, what? So I'm going to tell you what I do about that, as well as what you do when the item is sold out on Amazon, because you can still sell it. It just makes it a little trickier to figure out if it's worth buying. So the first thing when you get this pop-up, it doesn't happen often, but it does happen. It just means that it's never been sold FBA, and that does not mean you cannot sell it. Amazon just doesn't know the weight and the length of the item, so they don't know how much the fees are going to be on it. Occasionally it'll be hazmat, like the one I'm about to show you, where even if Amazon knew the weight and measurements, you still wouldn't be able to sell it because it's hazmat. So, or you can, but there's like other things. But anyways, that's not what this video is about. So I have listed items that have come up with this FBA thing before, usually when they're really new and they have a good rank, but they've just not yet been sold FBA. Things that are heavier, like the hardware item I'm showing you, that is probably typically not sold FBA just because it can get really expensive on fees the more it weighs. So all you have to do is decide if you want to try and sell it or not. If you do, normally you'll have to get it home, measure and weigh it, and then see what the fees are. You can find a like item to see what the fees might be, and I'll show you how to do that in the second part of this video. But other than that, if you have RevSeller and you go online, you'll see here that this has never been sold because it does not know the size and weight. So typically I will just put in the weight. You would just weigh it on your packing scale the same as you would weigh a shipment box. And then I put in the length. I just take my tape measure and I measure it. And then once you do that, let's just say, it will tell you, okay, the $40 is what you would expect to get back from Amazon, obviously not counting whatever you paid for the item. Again, that's the RevSeller app, so you can do that. When you're putting it into the shipment on Amazon, it will have literally the same little things you put in the weight and you put the size. You won't exactly know what the fees are, which is kind of hard, but RevSeller is really good for that. I can't remember the last time I actually did that, but I know I've done it. So it's not the end of the world, it just is a little trickier. And the second thing is when it comes up sold out. So you might have seen this screen on your Amazon selling app, and it just says see selling eligibility, and there's not the normal like fee breakdown here. So all I do is I hit features and details, I go ahead and I copy the ASIN and I open Keepa up right on my phone because I'm in the store. If you have Android, there is a Keepa app. I don't know how to use it because I use iPhone. So I just pull up keepa.com from my Safari and I search the ASIN there, and then you can see I'm pulling Keepa up to see what the sales rank has typically been, which is how I use Keepa in general, but you can also see what the sale price was. So now I know what it was selling for. So this item's rank has always been good, and the sale price is usually around $19. So now I can pull that information and then I'll go find a like item, because again, I want to know the fees. If I have to pay $8.99 for this thing and it's selling for $19.99, that seems to me like maybe it's not the best margin and it's not going to hit my $5. So I want to go find another item that is like it. So I'm literally going to search from this listing, the Hawaiian Paradise Coffee Medium Roast, and I'm going to go find an item that is the same size of it so I can get an idea of the fees. Just click this here one with the variations, and then these are all 7 ounces, but I need a 24 ounce, so I went ahead and found the 24 ounce one that's like it. And now from here I can go ahead, and it's already at $19.99, so I'll put in $8.99 and I'll see that my profit is $3.10. Now here's the cool thing about FBA. If it's sold out, I'd be the only one selling it, so I can list it for a little bit higher. You are taking the gamble that other sellers will come on the listing at $19.99, which is what it was. Someone might come back in stock, but let's just say I'm gonna do it at $24.99 and see what happens. So if I did it at $24.99, I would be making $7.35 on each one. So that's just an idea of what to do if the item is sold out. Now this one was easy. It had another flavor that was 24 ounces, so it's pretty spot on. That's going to be the same. But say it's like a pack of pens. I know like this pack of pens is probably the weight and same as this pack of pens, so I'll just like find a very similar item and try and gauge how much the fees will be, and then it just gives me a better idea of if it's worth listing or not when I'm in the store. Now the one last thing to note on pricing it up higher than it used to be selling is that Amazon is getting a little more strict with their price alerts, which is super annoying. So you're always going to take the chance that you could list it at $24.99 and Amazon's going to say that's too high, and then they're going to bring it down to $19.99, which is what it was selling at, or hopefully maybe you can get away with $22, but that's just something that might happen. So it's good to know that if I want to make $3 profit on it, then I'm comfortable with that. So you just have to be comfortable with where the lower one is, just to be safe. Now, Amazon might allow $24.99. That's not out of the realm on coffee. You guys, some of these coffees are insanely priced. So just a tip of things to look for, but that's just something that you might want to watch out for. And that is really all I have for you for this video. I hope it was helpful. If you need any more help from me, definitely leave a comment or send me an email. It's probably the easier way to get in touch with me nowadays, but you can definitely do that. And also I have my ungating guides if you want help getting ungated in grocery, Hello Coffee, or toys, beauty, topical, OTC, feminine hygiene, brands like Star Wars, Lego, Mattel, Disney, Fortnite, all that stuff. You can check the link below or stay tuned and see some of the success from other sellers in the community. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you back here for another Amazon selling video.